This is true.
Home is a place we all must find out. It's not just a place where you eat or sleep. Home is knowing your mind, knowing your heart, knowing your courage. If we know ourselves, we're always home, anywhere. If you believe within your heart, you know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel, right? Because believe that you can go. Believe you can alone. Yes, click your heels 3 times. If you need a penny, that's why I want you to believe in the magic that's in your heart. Go ahead and believe all these things. Not because I told you to. Yourself. Believe in yourself. As I believe in you. That's gonna give me a minute here. Let's get it together, see who's gonna come in right quick. It's gonna be a quick build, some quick information. You should come and match this greatness. Wake up and I'm saying affirmations, staring at nature with infatuation. This feeling's amazing. Life for short, so why you living in it? Stop living it, cause time is expired. Some people done lost it all. You can have it all today, but you can lose it all tomorrow, for real. That's why I'm intelligent, I think, every breath and every blink, forever I'm giving thanks, yeah. You keep me grinding, so I'm staying in nature. Why do we thank the creator, but don't thank the creation? Go to church where we pray to a savior, but yet it's simple. That building's man-made, the earth is the real temple. Philip.
Hey folks, this is Aaron Fletcher.
All right, got to get to it right after this. Peace, Keith. Appreciate you for joining me. My sis came in first. What's up, sis?
Here I find myself again, time traveling only in my head. From the past to future play, more change, yeah. My emotions are valid, but
yes, they are.
It's just like nothing.
Yeah,
I The balance revolving in the universe, working itself out.
'Cause yes, it does.
It's
Have
all
faith.
that I need. Peace and now forever and always. Present. I am enough as I get.
I am adaptable. I am adaptable.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. Safe for me to be grounded in the present.
It took me like 45 minutes to get in here, believe it or not. Peace to everybody that came in, everybody I came pages. Give me a minute. I gotta. It was trying to mess with me, but we about to get on point. I gotta show y'all a couple of things. Hold on one second. Gotta get this email together. It's something. Maybe it's me. Maybe my frequency now. I'm trying to mellow out. I don't know if y'all heard the last song. Hold on a second.
I work.
All right, let's hope it get right after this, guys. I'm still working on this email so I can get it in here. Hold on.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but I just want spread, levitate above the horizon, above it. All I wanna be
Hey,
finally,
finally.
I wanna be
Hey, that's where you need to be.
I wanna
Soaring on the wings of everything that take you away from anything that stress your life out. Not pull you back. Don't let you walk into everything that belongs to you and that has been yours since birth. Yeah, that part.
Never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run hard and fly. Feel with my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free.
Finally.
I wanna be free.
Come on.
I wanna be free.
This thing would not even let me open the video up. This crazy.
You are right. I'm soaring
Above it all.
it all.
You know it.
I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
It's still slowing down, y'all. Y'all already know I could DJ all night. Let's see what it's gonna bring. Hold on a second.
Broken.
We can get your brand into your customers' hands, or their heads, or their backs.
Nothing about no broken dreams around here, because that ain't happening. I don't know what she talking about. Yes, brother. Peace. Tony, Empress Freedom Feathers, Elizabeth, peace, sis. Enoch, go up past Enoch. Oh, there it is. Uh-oh. We might be catching up to the internet. Hey. Lavetta, peace, sis. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for coming in. Hopefully we get this info to y'all that I invited.
Try to be fine, but I can't be. The noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. Try to get by, but I'm burning. Let me hide my mind.
Empress, I don't even see
My babe.
peace, sis. I don't see you yet, but peace to you. There she go. There she go. Peace, sis. Peace, Enoch. Oh, it's let me click. Okay, we in business, it look like. The other page, y'all. Lord of mercy.
I need to free my mind now. I really need I need to free my now. I really need mine now.
Yes.
This is the thing you cannot buy.
Send me love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Finding a way where you cannot see. Man with this system, he cannot pray. I need to find it. Behind my mind, in mind. All these thoughts I've double name. Find it to give. Find it on my mind. Running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life. Then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need right here.
I really need my mind.
I really need my mind. I really need your love. I really need your mind. I really need your love. I really need to free my love. I really need your love.
Look like she loaded. Let's get it. Hey. Free what? Yes. Feel that in your soul. This girl preaching. Hey. Free my mind. Lovely. I love this song. Hey. Get it, Tim. Trying to load up, still slow, y'all. This is so sad. I can't even get to what I got for y'all. Hold on a minute. We're going to have to play something else.
Be falling deep. I might be falling deep. I might be falling deep. I might be falling deep. Tell me now what you need. I've been going to God when I'm only my mind. I might be falling deep. Falling deep. I might be falling deep. I might be falling. I might be falling. I might be falling. Yeah.
Yeah, slow down, y'all. I'll be right with you. We're gonna excuse the Black America part, but this song is nice. I like this. So let's listen to it real quick. Excuse the black. Y'all know we don't get down with the black, but we get the sentiment.
They say the only thing they care about is their
Still
own
trying to get this page up for y'all.
They're only focused on their own black elections.
Don't go vote for no Joe Blow. No, don't be misleading. They blowing smoke up out of their nose and throat. They dragons 5 feet scamming the average indemnity. Nigga believe, but I want you to rap, so I give you the key. So your eyes will be quick as a trick of the sleeve. They got niggas picking to evils. You know the devil deceiving. Play with your man, got you thinking. That is no other option, not even. Yeah, these cowards been keeping it secret. Now I'm gonna leak it and wait for this script, cause I want you to see that they underachieving. Take the declaration and make it a treaty. That's how we gon' beat them. Let me take it slow. 2012, 8 years ago. Every president in Africa, South America, and the Caribbean, they declared that they ready to back us up. But really, it came from the first invitation. We got no. You can ask Jacob Blake's cousin. He was in the room. He's the first OG. Get G. Sweet is in the street, playing for keep, repeating the cycle. We gonna get beat, so we need a plan that is really unique. Someone gotta do it, and maybe it's me. But ain't you the nigga be making the beats? Tell us who gave you permission to speak. The singers and players of instruments lead. Producers of our environment with the power to change the frequency of the button influence.
So this thing start reloading. Like,
read the declaration, dog. Reading in black and white. Just the power to change our whole way of life. We can do this shit overnight. But we gotta start somewhere. Might as well go ahead, start here. Hold them to the words they declare. When you gotta ride, can't be scared. All you gotta do is have no fear. I swear it's written in black and white. It's the power to change our whole way of life. We can do this shit overnight. But we gotta start somewhere.
You know what? We gonna have to do something else. Since I got y'all in here, I ain't gonna waste y'all time. Let me see
is,
All
and
you
let me
gotta
share
do is
this
have
up.
no fear. Now that we rapping, we bound to be stepping with powers of heaven. Powers of heaven. We
Ridiculous.
start with elections and prophecy legends. They call it the Exodus. You tripping and falling, you follow the president. Cause we stronger than we ever been. International law takes them out of their element. Look at all of this melanin. Heart of a lion, the stripes of a tiger, the nuts of an elephant. Bitch, I'm high as a pelican. I am a revolutionary rebel, just rebelling. You irrelevant, heaven sent me with a barrel to put the devil is. And I know they had something to say on their chest when they saw me in the flesh, but they never did. Rastafari order, till we black where we can build up them border. Autonomous charter, or we rather. One another shape for the starter. Love for them up in the disaster, them love slave master. Babylon are turning out to be great faster. Lightning, sinkhole and lava. Be the White House and Pentagon. Especially in black and white. Just the power to change the whole way of life. We can do this shit overnight. But we gotta start somewhere. Might as well go ahead, start here. Hold them to the words they declare. When you gotta rise, can't be scared. All you gotta do is have no fear. I swear it's written in black and white. Just the power to change the whole way of life. We can do this shit overnight. But we gotta start somewhere. Might as well go ahead, start here. Hold them to the words they declare. When you gotta rise, can't be scared. Do is have no fear.
Y'all like that? I like that. Okay, let's play. All right, guys, we're going to get into something else right quick because I don't know what's going on. I literally got a couple of things. I had 3 videos I want to show y'all real quick videos that were actually, one was sent to me. My son had a couple of them. Like so much craziness going on right now. I want to bring some attention to. I don't really want to discuss it without showing them to you. So I'm going to try and see if I can reload it in a minute. But what I'm going to do right now, I actually had this plan for another build. But before I came in here, I actually had this planned for about an hour ago. It took me like literally 45 minutes to get everything loaded back up to even try to get the StreamYard going. It shut my whole page down. I had like 50-some pages set up. A lot of the windows I have set up for like certain builds. I have a certain books here, an article, so I had like 5 windows open. First, one of them shut down. The next one, they just started shutting down. I'm like, what the heck? Restart the computer. Usually I could reboot it, bring up all my pages that were previously there, tried to restore the pages, wouldn't even restore the pages. I'm just like really was so aggravated, but still got up in here. But it's okay. The computer's still acting retarded, but we're gonna get into this and hopefully I can get these videos pulled up. And I see it did let me share the books, but the books I had already loaded up before getting into the StreamYard. So we'll see about that in a minute. But I'm going to get into this civil society, talking about some of the things that were going on, the inhabitants, so on and so forth. I just really don't just playing time. That was let me see, what's the name of the brother's song? Saint Michael, in the name of the song here, and it's with Lil Baby Bigger Picture Remix, if that makes a difference. It's in parentheses, so you probably need to add that because it must be a remix or something. So yeah. Right song. One of the sisters had me play it in the room. I had a room. I've been doing rooms on Clubhouse, y'all. So that's another reason I haven't had a lot of time over here because the stuff I be talking about on Clubhouse, you guys don't really, be understanding. I don't think over here, a lot of people are discouraged from, people playing games on the internet and talk certain things that are superficial, but time to like getting yourself in perfect order. It's real out here. So y'all got to make sure y'all doing the right and proper things for yourselves. Okay, let me see. I'm actually gonna go back a little. There was a portion maybe at the bottom here. Okay, I'm gonna start here. Mexico conquered by let me see, afforded to their numerous inhabitants the necessities of the life in precision. Cotton was in plenty, more than sufficient for the clothing needed in warm climates. The Indian wheat were in universal and was cultivated without much labor. I swear I ain't planning on reading tonight. This is crazy, but since I got y'all here, I said I'm at least give you a bit of information. Hopefully, I can still get the page loaded in a minute. Let this thing catch up. Who knows what it got to do? We'll go from there. Um, let's see. The natural wants of the inhabitants were thus supplied with very little trouble, and artificial ones had made no progress. But the present state of these countries is very different. The Indians have learned from their conquerors a multitude of artificial wants. All these, you know, certain things they focus on, and they have whole life is built around it. Material, so on and so forth, all the nonsense that, people think is important. Don't even know they got to take care of stuff and handle business and, get on other stuff. But yeah. Good how now not manufactured at home. So forth is what they're saying. You take meat bones of that and pretty port, like maybe the French design, certain silks and materials that came from other countries. That's just like nowadays. Like, people they want something special or different. So on and so forth. So, same, our people haven't changed. It's always been like that. We like nice stuff. We like, things that are special to make us feel good. Sometimes, putting on these things, artificial things, it makes people feel good, certain materials, even when it comes to especially women, certain materials are, soft to the skin. And, that makes a big difference. A woman feels good when she has certain materials on her body, so on and so forth. The way certain things actually lay on your body and your skin, it makes a difference in how you feel. It's a certain type of alchemy. It actually processes on your skin when you're wearing clothes and material, and it's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, either way, let me give here I go. Okay, and this obliges a great proportion of them to live single. Even agriculture itself is cramped, for in most of the provinces there is a prohibition to plant vines or olives, in short, it is believed that the inhabitants who existed at the Spanish invasion are reduced to a fourth part. Hmm. So most of they're saying immediately, this is way back then, they were American Indian, because they had so much invasion of the Spanish during that time, or at that particular area in Mexico. Most of these people, were only a fourth of American Indian. The savages also of North America are border of the European settlements, are visibly diminishing. When the 18th settled they are not able to raise 2,000. They went from 15,000 to 2,000. They lost 1,000 people trying to fight these American Indians around here, So they had to shut them down some, put them down some. Okay. Upon the whole, it is computed by able writers that the present inhabitants of America amount not to a 20th part of those who existed when that continent was discovered by Columbus. The so-called discovered by Columbus. That's more discussion of that, because we know about this Columbus story. Okay. This decay is described intemperate use of spirits and to the smallpox. Listen, the intemperate use, there's many times when we talked about this, the discussion is that, these people came in using the alchemy of the ardent spirits. Remember, we talked about this, see that, go back and find that video on ardent spirits. The video shows you how they use the liquor, by bringing the liquor over and using that to induce the Indian people, the American Indians, the aboriginals in the land by using that alchemy against their spirits, the ardent spirit that they used. There was a whole campaign against it back then because they saw that it was demising the people. As you know, they even make like cartoons and stuff. You'll see an Indian, he drunk, walking around crazy or whatever, even making fun of, these some ignorant people, right? But yeah, that's a whole nother issue. Okay. In all the West Indies colonies, the slaves continually need recruits. So here's this again. Slaves continually to need freedom from Africa. This decree says the author of of a late account of Ghana of Ghana is commonly as a slaves are much more robust, healthy, and vigorous than their masters. The true it's really skipping. Hold on. Their countrymen. We'll finish that and come back to that. So let's get back to the reading real quick. Okay. Lord. It said they had so many of the West Indies, which they started moving them, or invading them so much, where so many of them they didn't even have enough of the Indians there. They had to start bringing some of the African Negroes. It would have been others, other races or whatever, over as a slave. They're gonna say it was just the African Negroes, but we can imagine it was a few other different, races at the same time, and bringing them over. So, excuse me, guys. Okay. It is observable that every fort of plague became more virulent than transplanted than in its native place. And mind you, early it was talking about, wait, I got to go back to that part. The plants, let's see. Hey, what's going on? Okay, let me see. The culture, something like that, guys. Hold on, let me go back. It's not gonna stop right now to try to figure it out because I just thought about it, but it'll come back. So either way, let me get back to what was going on at the time. The plague. Oh, that's what it was. The plague. That's what I was thinking about. They were talking about how they came in and they brought the ardent spirit, which was the liquor and the alchemy over the mind and spirit of the people, and also they brought the disease. So they brought a lot. Those different those things in itself was a big genocide on a nation. They didn't even have to go to war with a lot of it because most of the time, they were able to use these two things to actually demise a lot of the people, the natives in the land. So let's get back to this. The plague commits its native place than in any other country. The was for many ages more violent and destructive in Europe than ever it was in America, where it was first known. It was first known in Europe, obviously. The people who sailed with Christopher Columbus brought it of his sailors went directly to Barcelona his voyage. All the inhabitants who, so many Columbus, like so many people coming over, different people, sailing up and, trying to find this land that a couple of people told them about where they invaded like on other sides and coming in through, like they said, in Mexico. And, they were in that area for a long time before they came into other parts of America. That's another thing people got to remember. They were in America, but they weren't all in America. They was just like sitting on that edge, for a long time. All the different tribes were fighting these people off for years. As I said before, we did the whole build on Calusa Indians. The Calusa Indians were fighting these people off for like about 400 some years before they could even step foot over that way. That was like in the 1600s and even in the 1700s. And they started pushing them out around that time. So them Indians was standing strong. Yeah, really, like not playing. Okay, let's finish that. Who at that time tripled the present number were immediately seized with the venereal disease, which raised so furiously as to threaten destruction to all. So it almost killed all of them, not only 2/3 of them, but almost all of them. Then the smallpox comes under the observation, for it was swept under many more in America than ever it did in Europe. And in 1713, the crew of the Dutch vessel infected the Hottentots with the smallpox, which left scarce 1/3 of the inhabitants there. It killed off another 2/3 of the inhabitants there, the Hottentots. Okay. And then the same fate, the Landers and the Greenlanders. In all appearance, this disease and it abate soon. It abate not soon of it transplanted virulence will extirpate the natives of North America, and they know little of inoculation. But spiritualist liquors are a still effectual cause of depopulation. You hear this, see? Spiritualist liquors are a still more effective depopulation. I'm going to say something out there. Just know that the when you go to a liquor store, it says wine and spirits, and we all know that when they say wine and spirits, they're talking about the liquor. That is that ardent spirit. Mind's Eye, thanks for the what is it? The super chat, brother. That's my first. No, it's not. I'm lying. My sister gave me a super chat when I first got my channel up. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the love. You already know, Mind's Eye. So yeah, when it comes to that, the ardent spirit, right? That being such a heavy thing on them, they have to keep that on there. Now, you guys, I want you to think about this. Why do you think that they still have that on there? Why do you think that they admit that it has something to do with a spirit and they wouldn't remove that over time, or someone wouldn't say, well, let's just take that spirit thing out of there. So, people don't even relate that or think about that or think it's prevalent to anything in their mind, or, you know what I'm saying? Now, our people, had that set up, in the treaties and things, that it was known and put on notice that this was a demise to our people. They have to put it on notice. They have to let you know that this is something that is a demise to the mind of our people. This is why when you go to a liquor store, it says wine and spirits. They have to let you know that it's dealing with your spirit. This is part of a treaty. I'm so sorry, I don't know which one right now, but if anyone knows, please put it in the chat. If not, I'll get that information to you guys at a later time. I can't call that right now, but basically, this shows the prevalence of how can I say, our governance over certain things, right? Because a lot of people are seeming to think that the governance over these things are a control over us, right? But it's actually kind of backwards, right? A lot of people are saying, oh, you're not supposed to talk about this thing, this part. Certain things are private, but certain things aren't. What's in the open are, certain facts, right? Because we know that everything is kind of backwards when it comes to our thinking about things, how we're manipulated, however our mind is forced to think things are one way, keeping us out of our mind. That's why I played those songs about, your mind and thinking about things. We have to really be in our thoughts to come to the right understanding. We can't be outside of ourselves and let things that are outside of us predict or contradict what we know. And it can't predict what we know. We're the only ones that would know these things. So when we're taking information in, we have to try to, pay attention to this stuff. Now, our ancestors have left information for us, but we have to understand it, right? We have to pay attention. We have to study. We have to figure out what things are, so on and so forth. Hold on a second. So, okay, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, when we're thinking about that, these things that have been put in place to have us be able to be in our right mind and understand things, it takes like studying, right? So I hear a lot of people talk about things that might make you think that there's like games or like manipulation with certain things. Like there's like a lot of things with like the Moors and these different paperworks and this and that. Then there's people that are like, oh, I don't want to deal with these people's stuff, or that's their stuff and we need to do our own thing, this and that. But it is our own thing. It's like been our own thing. Like everything that is in any type of governmental structure, in all actuality and truth, is ours. It's always been ours. People have used it. They've manipulated systems and, made reconstructions and lies and, all these different things so that we don't understand or know what's going on. But in all actuality, right, these people really don't have the control that you think they do. They don't have the people out there, oh, the supremacy and the this and the that and the no. There's really not a supremacy like that. That's like a construction in your head because there's a governmental mind framing that wants you to believe that, and only if you believe it and fall for it, will you be trapped in that or be a part of that. You have to take yourself away from that. Go into another area outside of what's being projected to you. I always talk to you guys about the wave formatting. That's just the information that you've been taught since your mom put you in school. She didn't know no better. You got indoctrinated, then you was going to church, then even if you didn't go to church, some people didn't even go to church and they still indoctrinated because they went to school. So everything that they learned there, everything that they believe, everything that put them in their studious mind frame or their intelligence or the things that they know, they're kind of going on those things. But these things are taught to you by somebody that wants you to have a certain mind frame, which is how we don't look at things a lot of time. So if you're in that mind frame, you're not going to think like on your own. And that's why we go to school. Children that are homeschooled are much more intelligent. They learn a lot more. They get a lot of information together on certain things that pertain to that. But let me see. Oh, my brother under here. Master Green, another super chat. Appreciate you, brother. I didn't even see yours down here. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let me shout out my chat. Just saw those. Yeah, it's kind of blinded. Oh, let me drop the link too. I see my brother Squid, a couple of people in the chat, just in case anyone wants to join me. Maybe we can have a conversation about some of this stuff. Okay. Let me put that in the chat for you guys. Then let me shout out my chat. Appreciate everybody that came in. I didn't I haven't been back in the chat, but American Indian Mama, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you, sis. Tom Jones, Ghetto Child Clinic. My twin, Zoe, peace, brother. Master Green, peace. Mind's Eye, Red Squid. Shout out to the brother. Sean Yisrael, Cherokee, peace, sis. Ain't seen you in a minute. Peace. Yes. Been a minute. I know I haven't really did a live in a minute. Everybody be busy doing stuff. Empress Awaken. Hey, sis, haven't seen you in a minute. Peace and blessings. J. Steve, peace. Yeah, so let's get back into this. Let's get back into this. Y'all know I still cannot pull this page up of this video. Let me try one more time. Let me just try real quick before we start back reading. That's crazy. Yeah, spinning. Yeah, spinning. It's just spinning. See if it catch up as we go along. Maybe I could play it on the way out. I'll just play one of them instead of all of them, so you can see some of this. That's like crazy, real crazy. Okay, let's finish this. Okay, but the spirituous liquors are a still more people died from liquor. You know, cirrhosis of the liver. You know, drunk driving. People killing them, even if they don't die. The person that's drinking and drunk, or what do they say? They're under the influence of the liquor. They they may not die in a bad accident. They'll survive, and then they kill like 4 kids that was on their way to a movie theater or something like that. It's like crazy. The American savages, male and female, are inordinately found. Like, why? What did they think about that? They brought all that stuff, that hard liquor, you know. The savages generally abandon themselves to appetite without the least control from shame. The noxious effects of the intemperament in spirits are too well known from fatal experiences among ourselves. Before the use of gin was prohibited. Wow, gin was prohibited. You know how people love gin now? They love to drink gin. But you see this, it said before the use that stuff just like pure alcohol. You like somebody might be say they're out in the desert, or they going through something, it's a shootout or something crazy, no hospital around, they don't have no antiseptic. What they gonna get? Some liquor and pour on it. It's like an antiseptic, and then people drinking it. Like, that's crazy. That's how strong and powerful it is. You could literally put a match to it and set it on fire. Anyway. And then, wow, the bill agree of losing in a great measure. The power of procreation savages never reached the production of for a spiritual period would have left not one person accomplished the plan of providence. Creation must have been renewed often than once. And with that, when they're talking about like the savages, keeping in mind this time, the natives were the ones that were a lot more prevalent in those areas. So these were melodics with the addicts, those Native Americans. Remember, we read about the Native Americans. It's the German, Poland, the Skitsnavants, all these people, the Teutons, the literal natives. So a lot when they're talking about these savages, a lot of these savages were these. Dang, really? A lot of these savages were you these Native Americans, a few of our people obviously were part of that, but a lot of them were these natives. So right. One more time, see if I can get it pulled up, which is what I actually came up here for, because this book is actually part of I just wanted the bill to be that, but let's see. I don't know what's going on. This computer never acts this crazy. I don't use it. It is tonight. Yep, it still won't be set till tomorrow. Old world, there's a great uniformity in the gradual progress of men from the savage just not even let me unmute. I'm like, Lord, done knocked me out again. Y'all know I usually don't have these issues. This is definitely something with StreamYard because everything else seems to be doing fine. Soon as I put the StreamYard back up, I can't load another page. I can't do anything. It literally like knocked all my pages down, as I said. So what's going to end up happening, it's going to be real short and sweet. I am so pissed that I can show y'all this video. I'm going to try to see if I can pull it up one more time. Maybe since it knocked me out, it's going to allow me to try it again because, man, I want to show y'all this real quick. This is crazy. Give me a second, y'all. This don't make no sense right here. Some got to give. I might have to close everything out and just leave the StreamYard link open and try and open it up. I'm going to try one more again. Hold on, y'all. I don't even want to start reading again. Load the page up. It might knock me back out again. Ain't that ignorant? StreamYard doing that. Y'all know I'll take the blame when it comes to me and my raggedy frontier internet, but this time is definitely StreamYard. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull this thing up. This is craziness. I could let y'all hear it. Let me put it on. Let me go to play it. I want y'all to really see the videos though, but maybe I'll share them. I'll share the videos with you guys, right? That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna share the videos with you. And I'm gonna play them so you can hear them, at least here, and then yeah, let's do that. Let me try and do that. That may work. Let's do that. And then I'll try and share them on my community page. I'll try and get them sent to my other phone and then be able to upload them. All right, guys, check this out. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. That's kind of my phone.
All right, there's some stuff going on in the world that isn't getting near enough coverage by the United States media for some reason. So I'm about to show you. Pakistan is basically underwater right now, facing one of the worst floods it's ever had, with a death toll of nearly 2,000 and counting. But Pakistan isn't the only country suffering from an insane flood right now. China, India, Central Europe, Germany, Austria, all these countries are facing insane floods right now. And the heat waves that are hitting India and Pakistan are the worst they've been since 1901, 121 years. The heat waves are so intense that it's even melting the ground. It even melted some cars. And the Euphrates and the Tigris River are almost completely dry, which supply water to Turkey and Syria.
I really wanted y'all to see these videos to see this is like crazy, like for real. It's literally showing this. I'm gonna definitely try and get them on my page. If not, we're gonna play this tomorrow. This internet should be okay.
Since the rivers are drying up, whole new cities are being discovered that have never been seen for thousands of years. So if you learn anything in science class, you know
whole new cities are being discovered that haven't been discovered in thousands of years. Some of the, check this out. Remember, I've been talking to you guys about how they move some of these waters around, you know, vacating areas, moving waters, shifting things when they were doing all these different reconstructions, burying our people, you know, drowning them out, so on and so forth. You guys have heard this for years, I'm sure, from all different people you know, in this particular era that talks about these things. You know, you've heard about this stuff, right? It's coming to the light now. Everything, it literally, these towns are actually being exposed right now. This shit, wow.
Know that we're not supposed to get snow on the equator. Well, Ecuador lies right on the equator, and they're getting snow. And the crazy thing is, even Ecuador's mountains very rarely see snow. So the fact they're getting snow down in the city is some crazy stuff. And Lake Powell is so dry that it just broke below its critical level, which supplies its hydropower plants, which basically gives everyone in the West their electricity. It's crazy. All right, there's some stuff going on in the world that isn't getting near enough coverage by the United States media for some reason. So I'm about to show you. Pakistan is basically underwater right now, facing one of the worst floods they've ever had.
Pakistan, y'all ain't even been hearing about this in the news.
Pakistan isn't the only country suffering from an insane flood right now. China, India, Central Europe, Germany, China, Austria, all these countries are facing insane floods right now. And the heat waves that are hitting India and Pakistan are the worst that they've been since 1901, 121 years. The heat waves are so intense that it's even melting the ground. It even melted some cars. And the Euphrates and the Tigris River are almost completely dry, which supply water to Turkey and Syria. Since the rivers are drying up, whole new cities are being discovered that have never been seen for thousands of years. So if you learn anything in science class, you know that we're not supposed to get snow on the equator. Well, Ecuador lies right on the equator, and they're getting snow. And the crazy thing is, even Ecuador's mountains very rarely see snow. So the fact they're getting snow down in the city is some crazy stuff. And Lake Powell is so dry that it just broke below its critical level, which supplies its hydropower plants, which basically gives everyone in the West their electricity. It's crazy. All right, there's some stuff.
Now check this out. My son gave me these. Listen to this one.
I first started flying and teaching seminars all over the world. I would always just look out the plane and go, all I see is just nobody. I see a city way over there, city way over there. And
Play with
empty. I go, we should all have a plot of land. That's what I'd be thinking. I go, there's so much wasteland. When you fly across the United States, dude, there's only people
y'all trying to pay for land.
New York, Miami, and San Francisco. Everything else is empty. You're on a plane. There's nobody. There's nobody here. So I don't want to. So when people talk about climate change, well, we're causing climate change or overpopulation, and then you got Elon Musk saying that's the one thing. I'm like, damn, Elon Musk is saying that. He's saying that overpopulation is a myth. It's actually the reverse. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
so I don't want to hear
part.
anything about over fucking population. Oh, it seems overpopulated when you're in a city and you're living in a favela and they got you all crammed into a city, super smart cities and all that shit. Yeah, it's overpopulated. The rest of the world's empty. It's fucking empty. I first started flying and
check this out. I got one more for y'all. This is gonna be a quick one too. Check this out. Y'all ever think of that? When I took my first flight, right? I'm looking, you know, the plane just a riding and it's a driving. I'm looking like, well, damn. Where the city's at? You feel me? I see like a city here, you know, it'll go a ways, you'll see a city there. It's telling me, oh, it's driving 1,000 miles an hour. Oh, it's going this far. It's doing this. I'm riding. I'm looking out the window like, well, damn, this thing seems like it's going slower than when I be riding in the car. Oh, yeah, that's because of the altitude. You're up so high. And when you're up so high and you're flying, it just seems like you're going there with this was somebody telling me, but my mind telling me something totally different. I'm like, that's a damn lie. How you going to tell me that when I'm watching this shit and I'm in it? I'm experiencing it myself. I got this whole thing under a scope right now. I'm like, what? So when you're looking at these places, the way the guys explain it, he may not be saying it exactly right, but when you go over these areas, right? I've seen the areas, right? It's large spans of area, and then with the large spaces of area, right? You'll see like where the big city is. It's big, it's huge, it's these buildings, all these lights, this, and that, da. So there's a lot of lands around that are not overpopulated. It may be overpopulated, yeah, in the city that they bunching everybody in, but they squeezing people together, piling them up on top of each other like they animals or rats or something. You know, yeah, there's a lot of, you know, population in the areas where they put people in a multitude, but when you look at the space around, it's like empty. Like anybody in the chat from Texas? Anybody in Texas? Listen, let me tell y'all about Texas. Y'all know how much land open out here? when I tell you land upon land upon land upon land, I'm talking about big, wide spaces, huge, for miles and miles and miles. You can drive. I could drive from one city to the next city, right? In between the city, right? It's nothing but land. Land, grass, trees, mountains. It's just space. Same thing in Oklahoma. Went through Oklahoma and I'm looking like, dang, ain't nothing but space out here. No wonder the land and stuff is kind of, you know, cheap out here and reasonable. Oh, I know you in there, sis. I know sis in Texas. You know how, sis, you in Houston, though, you in Houston, sis, it's really populated there is what I noticed too. But the big cities, the big areas, like when you leave out of there, sis, you can vouch that when you leave out of there and you go like the different towns, all the space that's in between in these Texas cities, it's like so much space. It's crazy. But then once you go to like around the city, you know, everything bunched all up. You got houses, apartments everywhere. It's crazy. So when it comes to what he was saying, that might sound a little crazy, but I mean, you got to use your mind with some of this stuff. Oh, there's not enough food to feed the people. Oh, we're going to die. All this stuff. This be nonsense they be putting in your head. I'm going to play this last one real quick. So we think about this legacy of this princess or whatever they had in this glass castle and the checkerboard floor where she was buried, all this other stuff, man. But just check this out.
Apparently, a dog walker discovered some human remains on the estate. On New Year's Day, it is open to the public in many places. Only around the house is it very private and secure. And this happened about a mile away from the main gates to the house. So it is in the Queen's backyard, you could say. This is what the police told us about it earlier this morning.
I think the circumstances indicate that she is probably the
I
victim
wish I could
of
show
murder.
y'all this
The
video.
body has been in situ for some time, but again, the experts are here to establish exactly what that time frame is.
It turned out to be that of a teenage girl who had been missing since August. The case got little media attention in the UK and was quickly hushed up. The police referred to it as a quote-unquote complex inquiry, and no one was ever charged in connection with the girl's murder. Who knows how many other bodies are waiting to be found on the Queen's various estates. The Windsors, or more accurately, the Saxe-Coburg-Gothas, have long been involved in Satanism and pedophilia. Illuminati survivor Arizona Wilder said in an interview with David Icke that she had witnessed satanic rituals participated in by Queen Elizabeth and the royal family.
Plenty of them.
All I could pick up was that there's some reason that there was a malevolence towards Diana. And Diana, I had never seen at a ritual.
Right.
I
All come
wondered
from
what
California.
she knew about all of this.
What have you seen the royal family do, the Queen Mother, and the other people you've seen in the rituals? What have you seen them do?
I've seen all of them drink human blood and consume human flesh, and they have their own goblets in which they have blood, and these goblets are encrusted with jewels. And they also have their own daggers, and that the dagger goes into the goblet, and they stir the blood around with it, and it's also a symbol of a phallus going into the vagina when they're doing this. And I've seen them do this, and some of them have even, like the Queen Mother I saw she had her own, it's between a very elaborate ornate chair or a throne kind of thing brought in for her to sit. And because before these rituals actually start, there is kind of people move around the room and talk, or recognize one another. It's a formal kind of a ritualistic setup, the way they talk and the way they introduce each other. It's like a court.
What are they wearing?
They're wearing robes. They're not wearing anything underneath the robes because there are orgy kind of things that go on at the rituals also. And
involving the royal family of Britain.
Yes, involving the royal family of Britain and the sacrifice and the eating of
Crazy, right?
Given everything we know about them, inspectors from Scotland Yard should be knocking on the door of Buckingham Palace, but that will never happen. Unfortunately, the royal family is above the law in the UK. The courts serve at the Queen's behest. It is literally her government. So Andrew is currently safe as long as he stays within the UK. But he recently...
Because he's under a trust, right? When you're under a trust, right? Your trust protects you. Your trust is the higher government than the court. The court is just a fake magistrate. Just like they're talking about the court being a gesture or whatever, they're literally up there like they have a ruling that's totally fictitious.
Canceled an upcoming luxury golfing trip to Spain, and legal experts believe it is because of the country's tough extradition treaty with the US. Why are both princes connected to notorious pedophiles? Why was the body of a missing girl found on the Queen's property? What happened to those 10 missing kids, Miss Queenie? We truly are living in an age of revealing. Slowly, the curtain is being pulled back, and the public is beginning to get a glimpse of what has been taking place inside Buckingham Palace. But it is still just the tip of the iceberg. What will the public do when they find out about the snuff films, human hunting parties, and cannibalism? As always,
apparently a dog walker.
So guys, I really wanted to show the videos to you guys. I will try and post them on the community page. I'll try and upload them and put them on the community page so you can see the videos. Unfortunately, since I cannot copy the link, it's on the phone that was sent to me on in my email. So I'm going to try and upload it on my community page. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to play that real quickly. My song, that one of my favorites that was interrupted earlier, we're going to play that on our way out of here. I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm so sorry that we weren't able to get everything to play correctly, but you already know. As I said, it took me an hour to get in here to see you guys, in the chat or anything. I couldn't even open it up. Actually, I couldn't even see a chat if anybody was in. It was just ridiculous. But we're going to play this and I'll be out. Peace and blessings to everybody. Give me just a minute.
Here I find myself again, time traveling only in my head. From the past to future play, more change, yeah. My emotions are valid, but the goal is not to be triggered every time. Never mind, it's just life. It's okay for my sanity to chase perfect peace, and now forever and always be present. I am enough as I am. I am fully equipped.
No, I didn't, but I'll check it out.
Start to share. I am adaptable. I am adaptable. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Safe for me to let it go. Grounded. The balance between problem solving in the universe working itself out. All that I have is all that I need, but to actualize it I can't doubt, no doubt. My emotions are valid, but the goal is not to be triggered every time. Never mind, it's just life. It's okay for my sanity. I choose peace and now forever and always. as I am, I am fully quit. Even when the tide and the currents start to shake, I am adaptable. I am adaptable. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Safe for me to be grounded in the present. I honor God when I honor me. I honor God when I honor you. You honor God when you honor me. If you don't honor God, how could you honor me?
As a place where all home is going. Home is a place where all must find child. It's not just a place where you eat or sleep. Home is knowing your mind, knowing your heart, knowing your courage. If we know ourselves, we're always home, anyway. If you believe within your heart, you know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe with feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you say it's yours. Believe that God, believe you can count on air. Then you'll be there. That's why I want you to believe in yourself. Yes, right from the start. You got to believe right there in your heart. Go ahead and believe all these things. Not because I told you to. No, go ahead and believe in yourself. Ooh, yeah. Believe in yourself. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.